What's going on, people? It's your man Dubois, back once again. So, Bloodfire, people. Team Dubois have come out airing out Joseph Parker. Yeah, let's get to the quote. Bash.
Right? Because I haven't read, but I've heard people tell him, oh, he ducked him, he's scared. Hello, excuse me, a kid who went and fought Baby Miller, unbeaten fighter, destroyed him. Philip Hergovich, they said definitely not going to beat Philip Hergovich, destroyed him. Anthony Joshua, they deemed the grotesque mismatch, destroyed him. What, we're going to then duck Joseph Parker? No disrespect to Joe, tremendous fighter, but sorry to disappoint you people, sorry to disappoint you, Joe. I think I've actually heard also Joe start to buy that concept that we may have avoided you for what? For what? No, hell no. This is the coach talking now with the coach's hat. No, you were not avoided. We merely pulled our fighter away from when doctors have recommended he doesn't fight. We pulled him off that. We're not foolish like yourself, Joseph Parker. You also, on record, said that you were ill when you fought Joe Joyce and you got knocked out. So you're the foolish one. Don't fight. This is going to all the fighters out there. If you're feeling unwell, to the degree that you're not unwell, don't fight. Live to fight another day.
The other fighter on Wednesday that did do media workout was, in fact, Joseph Parker. And so what you're addressing is people saying, well, maybe Daniel saw or you saw something that Joseph was doing in the media workout and was like, nah, we don't want none of this.
Listen, so you've got my attention now.
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint you. No, what I saw as a coach, I was laughing. Yeah? The little bit that I saw that you and your coach were doing, I was laughing at that. Yeah? You got away lucky, in my opinion. Yeah? The shape Daniel was in, yeah, stylistically would have destroyed you. That's why we chose you.
So that's the first half of it. The bar's there from Don. Yeah? We was laughing at your open workout. And the shape we were in, we would have had a go on you. A proper go on you we were going to had. We'd the only fans your ass. That's what he was fixing to do. Don also not let slip. We know, what I find odd is, Shakur Stevenson was supposed to fight someone. Floyd Schofield. He pulled out, but the doctors actually came out and said he's not fit to fight. But with Dubois, that wasn't a doctor ruling it out. The team made the decision. He's not feeling right, let's jack it in. So, on that basis, you couldn't have been that sick to get the no from the doctors, right? You was advised, maybe not. But the point, where I'm going with this is, people, listen, I like Dubois, yeah? At the same time, no, for me, what do I know? At the day, not a lot, but still, the spirit of the game, yeah? You're saying you were laughing at Joe Parker on the open workout. You're saying he was going to get it. I was saying he was going to get it as well. You see, you plumber from New Zealand, you are getting it. Yeah? I was saying that a whole bunch. You're saying, oh, well, if we're sick, then we have to pull out. The only remedy here is to run it back. There's no point sitting and saying, oh, we didn't duck you, we was sick, but now we're going to fight Usyk. Something don't sit right for me. And I understand the argument that, oh, well, Parker was a voluntary, so I was saying that, why would he duck in a voluntary for, number one? Number two, well, Parker was a voluntary, so we don't need to fight him now. We chose to fight him and we can choose not to fight him. As far as... If Dubois wanted a pure gimme voluntary, he should have done that. When you start bringing in Parker and whatnot, it just looks dodgy. The optics of it, in my opinion. Yeah? If you think Parker's easy work, have a go on him in June. At the same time, strategically, if Dubois to beat Parker, in my opinion, that actually puts him in a better position to beat Usyk. To be honest. Parker's not got a style like Usyk, but still, the speed, the twitch, and it will be another win. Dubois will get another year older, which is good for him, right, as a heavyweight, going from 27 to 28, or whatever it is, 28 to 29. And Usyk's going to get another year older, at the wrong side. So if you can beat Parker, That's only going to add to Dubois' chances of beating Usyk. What Dubois' team are arguing is, oh, well, we're ready for Usyk now. I mean, I'm not sure you are, to be honest. I'm just not. I wouldn't put my life on it, to tell the truth. I wouldn't put my life on it. I'll take a punt. I think Dubois at like, 4-1. Right? At 4-1, I'll take a punt on Dubois. I'd never back Usyk at them kind of odds. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Especially after I've been bumped by Gervonta Davis. But it's heavyweight boxing, completely different. When you put £100 down on Usyk, you get 25 back. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That said, I mean, I guess the risk is though, Parker's, as much as it pains me to say it, Parker can punch, potentially, right now, is the problem. Before, it was like, well, fight Parker, what's the worst that's going to happen? What's he going to do? Nothing. Now it's like, oh, actually, he might bowl his right hand over and clip me with his twitch. Do you know what I mean? So Dubois could get clipped like that South African job I did. Forgot his name now. Clipped him right here on the Anawaki sweet spot, and Dubois' knee gave out. And Parker's clearly good at hitting the mandingas in that spot. AJ can't take a shot there. Dubois' knee got blown out from that same shot. Bacoli took a shot here. Yeah, it's all these. I told you this. I gave you these bars already. This part here on the mandinga, it's a hard reset spot here, documented. AJ versus Ruiz, bosh, whoop, yeah. Bacoli, bosh, whoop. Dubois versus Kevin, I think his name was, bosh, whoop, yeah. He on skates. So Parker's got that shot down pat, it seems. So the risk is you get clipped by Parker and it's all over. You might as well have a punt at Usyk. What's the worst that's going to happen against Usyk? You could get stopped, I guess. I think Dubois is too hard now to get stopped. He'll get boxed up, proper boxed up as well. Too leaky deaky. He'll come in like this, and Usyk will play with him essentially. That's the worst that can happen. And he might get tired and get stopped at the end. So it's like apples and pears here, or green apples and red apples. But I think you have to go back to the precedent of, well, end of the day, you had the fight booked. Yeah, voluntary or not, you did book the fight. And you're now saying you would have done this, you would have done that. Why do you think we picked him? We knew we were going to fill him in. Well, fill him in then. Yeah? Really, Parker took no damage. And this might be a good play for Team Dubois. If Team Dubois are so confident, they should look to schedule ASAP. And at least that gives them an out. Right? For example, that's hey Joe, we'll fight you at the end of May if you want it. Because what's Dubois doing now? Yeah, he hasn't got stage 4 cancer where he needs 50 years off. He got a little snivels. You got the sniffles, so there's no reason Dubois can't be out of the gym for a week or two and back in. Right? Same as Parker. Well, you offer Parker the opportunity. Say, listen, Parker, man, I understand you just had a fight camp and you just fought. This is a voluntary shot. You can have it again in May or forget about it. At least then, that's probably the best way of going about it. And Parker will either jump at the chance or he'll say no. But at this point, saying, oh, we would have done this, we would have done that, but we're not going to rematch him. There's something off with that. They should have really come out and just been humble and said, yeah, I understand why Joe thinks that it might be a fake illness. Because we'd probably feel like that too. Right? Unless you're going to run it back again, there's no point giving it, oh, we would have done this, we would have done that. It sounds a bit, to be honest, it sounds a bit corny. Oh, we would have done this, we would have done that, but we're not going to do this or do that. Right? Put the offer out there to fight him at the end of May. Well, as soon as you want, as soon as you're ready, if you want to fight him at the end of April, put it out there. Oops. Obviously, we know, kind of commercially speaking, it's not going to be likely they're going to be able to get that kind of fight together. Oh, and again, I'm trying to think. Yeah, it takes normally 2 or 3 months. Well, 3 months would be June. It's not a bad idea, though. Anyway, get some more bars here from Don Charles.
Then, of course,
you got my attention now.
So we see Joseph then go in and beat Bacoli, right? Before we continue on that path, I just have to keep walking you through the illness phase, because one thing that was mentioned was that VADA also showed up for testing, because we gotta answer all these questions.
Correct.
So there's another conspiracy out there. Vada showed up, testing. You guys are like, oh, we can't get tested for the fight because there's something dirty, and Vada is not reputable. All these things is what I'm hearing, so I'm conveying them to you so that you can address them. Are you swerving a drug test? Are you somehow colluding with Vada to make sure that Daniel's not caught cheating?
Wow. Outrageous is outrageous. I mean, if you listen to some of Frank Warren's interviews, Frank he says it how it is. Yeah, I'm not going to use certain languages. Yeah, okay. People are putting 2 and 2 together and getting 5. Yeah, leave it alone. We didn't duck anybody. Daniel didn't duck anybody. We just did the sensible thing, and you lot don't like it. Well, it's tough, isn't it? Tough.
And I get the feeling with Don, yeah, I get it. He's an old head, yeah. Old heads can go 2 ways. They either go the hippie way or they go the scorned way. I guess to some extent it depends how your life's gone, but I get the feeling Don, and I've heard anecdotally that Don has been, the boxing gods haven't necessarily been good with Don. I think Don did a lot of work with Derek Chisora, and then Chisora mugged him off or wasn't paying him right or whatever. So he's scorned, and I think at this point he's protecting the bag. Yeah. I don't think they did duck. I think he wasn't feeling well and they thought, well, what's the point blowing it? Yeah. 10 years ago kind of thing, Don might have said, F it, let's travel to Valhalla. Now he's thinking pounds and pennies. He said as much. It's a business. At the same time, it's got to be, for me at least, which means nothing at all, because not everyone's like me, but there's got to be some sort of spiritual nature to the game. Yeah. I signed a contract. I was sick, which some people say. I'm not sure how I feel on the topic, to be honest. If it was me, what would I do? As a fighter, I don't know, I'm not a fighter, but has anyone ever fought sick before? Joseph Parker did, to his credit. Yeah, and you have to respect that. Yes, he got knocked out by Joe Joyce, but you have to respect it at the end of the day. Yeah. There is a hierarchy in that. It has to be said. A fighter who's prepared to get in there and fight when he's sick, that stands higher than someone who's going to say, oh no, I got the sniffles. And he wasn't that sick, because the reports were on Monday he was flying out to Brazil. People, you're not doing a 15-hour transatlantic flight if you're proper bunged up. Yeah. His head's not in the game. Dubois' head's in Brazil with them primo Brazilian things. That's what the allegations are. He can't wait to get back there and blow his shmoney. Yeah. On the primo Brazilian hookers. Right. How sick was you? How sick was you to be in Brazil on Monday? Other people, when I was sick, yeah, I couldn't walk downstairs without puffing. I didn't want to go nowhere. Knackered. Last thing I want to do is be travelling here and travelling there. So, you're pulling out, you're going to Brazil, you're partying with hookers, but you can't give Joe Parker, the fight that you did sign. Yeah. Otherwise, what are we doing here? Oh, I'm sick. How many times does that work? Now, Don Charles does go on to say, well, if it was a world title mandated fight, apparently it's different circumstances. I'm not sure, though. If you pull out of an injury, for example, they don't strip you, from what I understand. Certainly not the first time. But if it was a mandatory, the fight would have been made to be remade with a new date. And hence, in that spirit, as a world champion, I believe you fight the best. And Joe Parker's more or less up there. So regardless of voluntary or not, yeah, you agreed to fight Joseph Parker, who's one of the best anyway. It's not like you're substituting it with a Bummington. Get in there with him, man. Do the right thing. And give him his shot. Fill him in, and then it's like, whoa, this guy was really sick. There's no doubt there. Don will be thinking, well, we can make multiples more fighting Usyk now. If you lose to Usyk, though, again, you can lose to Parker as well. I'm not going to lie. I think that from what I'm seeing, I've got Dubois. Spiritually speaking, I'm backing Dubois. But I'm not going to be shocked at all. If he could get boxed up, to be fair, with the way Joe's ping is. Or he could get clipped. I'm not going to be shocked. I'll back Dubois. Yeah. But I'm not going to be sitting here proper like, whoa, like I was with Piccoli. I couldn't believe what I was seeing in there, man. Bacoli's big black ass in there. Took my coins with him, man. All the way back to the Congo. Corny looking dude, man. I never would have guessed that ever. Never would I have guessed Parker was going to clip him early. I think we all agreed that, yep, after the first 4 to 6, Bacoli's going to be goosed. And hence he might get stopped from being exhausted. No one saw that coming. That's unbelievable. That's a proper racket they ran on my arse in that fight. That's ridiculous, man. I told you before, there needs to be a gambling commission investigation into that one there. That's not right. That's never supposed to happen. It was never supposed to. Barker's never knocked no one out in round 2 ever with one punch, ever. I'm not sure he's knocked anyone out with one punch before. Ridiculous. A proper scam. That's a racket, people. That shouldn't be legal. Yeah, rackets aren't legal. You can't do that. You can't do things that never supposed to happen to a light-skinned man. That's a violation. Stop playing with me, man. That's against the law. Wait a minute. What's the point of having laws and regulations here if they can just hit you with Dubois, Joe Parker spark someone in the second round? What's the point? Yeah, just make it all up as you go along. Yeah, if Joe Parker can clip someone in round 2, there's no point having no gambling regulations. Let's just have it all big scam. He's just scamming anyway. That's ridiculous. Proper ridiculous. Better annoying.
Sense for a trainer to say, if my fighter's not 100%, especially defending a world title, that I will determine that this is not a risk we want to take. The fighter, though, can always be criticized, even if he's got a busted orbital bone in his eye socket after having gone to war, even if he doesn't stand up and willing to face permanent injury in that moment, that the fans want him to continue.
Yeah.
The question being, did Daniel want to fight anyway?
Yes. We have to, sometimes you have to save fighters from their own, save them because they want to fight. He's a warrior. They're all, this is general, not just my fighter. Any fighter, they always want to fight. So that's what we're there for, to rescue them sometimes. Yeah, we're not in the macho business. We're not, okay? We're in the smart business. Yeah, this is not the first time. It's not going to be the last time that boxers pull out of such.
Okay, so basically, that is the facts of the matter here. Boxing is a business now, and that's all that matters. And on that basis, he's going to fight Usyk next. We'd rather lose to Usyk, which isn't a bad loss to have as such, right? He's the undisputed champion. He's beat them all. Losing to him not so bad. You can come back. You can come back from a Parker loss too, but if I had a choice between losing to Usyk for 50 mil or losing to Parker for 10 mil, I'd lose to Usyk for 50 mil. And that's what you're going to see. And having said that, well, I guess it won't be relevant, will it? The Parker fight won't be relevant anyway at that point. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this on people. Stop it.